like with most things, I'm a little late to the dance. And I want to talk about the Super Bowl. Not, well, first of all, props to the LA Rams. I believe, if I am correct, this is the second time ever in Super Bowl history that the team that won the Super Bowl actually won in their home stadium. The other time was last year, I think it was, with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, congrats, LA Rams. Uh, you got people that either say this was the greatest halftime show ever or this was the worst halftime show ever. Now, granted, not my kind of music. I didn't know who Kendrick Lamar was, honestly. I thought that was a Kardashian. I did not know who that was. At the very least, I thought he was a basketball player. So when he came out, I didn't know who he was, had to look him up, and I'm like, oh, that's Kendrick Lamar? Like, well, all right. I have got to give credit where credit is due. I thought it was good. I could have done without Kendrick. Probably could have done without 50 Cent. The rest of them was fine. And people were like, oh, I can't believe Snoop Dogg smoked pot before he came out on the field. Are you stupid? Are you really stupid? Of all the people in the world, you didn't think he would smoke some pot before he came out? First of all, it's legal, I believe, in California. Secondly, it's Snoop Dogg. I mean, if he's known for anything, it's music and pot. That's, the two things. And that he's losing his hair, but that's totally neither here nor there. And the stage itself, I'm not quite sure what that was. I don't know if those were garages or whatever. I dug the cars though, but it was neat. It was a neat looking stage. May not have understood it, but I don't care. And I gotta tell you, Dr. Dre, I thought he looks good, because he's been around forever. I thought he looks good. Again, I just know his old stuff. I know their old stuff from back in the day. Like, I can tell you anything. If they're doing anything new, I don't know what it is. I don't care. I thought they did a great job. I didn't even know that they could play. I didn't know Dr. Dre played piano, so yay for that. I give him so many props. Like, he was such a good performer out there. He and Snoop together was so good to see. And that's bringing back a lot of our nostalgia, us older people. And oh my, let me tell you, I thought Dre and Snoop were a lot older than they are. They're only like 50, 51, something like that. I thought they were a hell of a lot older than that. No offense, guys. Okay, so they told Snoop, allegedly, you can't come out with any, like blue, bandanas or anything like that. Da, 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 da. So I love that he just made a whole suit that was a bandana and came out in the blue. I don't condone gangs, but whatever. But I love that they had real musicians up there. I don't know if the music was actually live or not. I know some of the singing, because I could see with Eminem, he was like singing and then he would take some breaks and you could hear a backing track, but you could hear him singing too. And fuck, I didn't notice him kneel. I was watching the whole thing. I just thought he was like, and now, Dr. Dre. I don't give a shit that he kneeled. I don't care. Some people are like, oh, he kneeled. NFL, he kneeled. Or there's others like, well, he kneeled in respect for Tupac. I don't care. It did not deter from me watching this Super Bowl at all. And if you had a problem with him kneeling, you're fucking racist. I shouldn't even have to tell you. You already know by the cross that's probably burning in your yard right now. Anyway, but I mean, the kneeling just was not a factor to me at all. I didn't care. Yeah, I like him all right. Again, I would have been fine with just Dre, Snoop, and Mary J. But, Eminem's all right too. It's weird seeing him with facial hair. It's weird seeing him not blonde, but, whatever. Mary J., awesome as always. I think she's done at least one other Super Bowl before. And people making fun of her and 50 Cent. I thought she looked fantastic. I didn't understand Snoop kind of like doing the weird Spider-Man upside down thing. I didn't get that, but whatever. Yeah, he's put on a little weight. You know what that's called? It's called getting old. When you get older, you get a little fatter. I am definitely a lot fatter now than I was 20 years ago. So back up. You lose your hair or you gain more hair, you get a little fatter, you get a little wrinklier. That is. And people are like, oh, look at her thighs. Yeah, she looks fucking amazing. So you need to back the fuck off. I love seeing different women of different sizes on there, not just these skinny little bitches. So you go, Mary J. And she sounded flawless to me, as always. So fantastic. If you want to talk about bad halftime shows, if you think that was the worst one, you clearly have forgotten when the Black Eyed Peas played the halftime. And I like the Black Eyed Peas. Don't get me wrong, but that was hard to watch. Definitely hard to listen to. That was one of those, I don't know what they were thinking, and that was probably the worst halftime show to my memory. And what was it? The New Kids on the Block, I think it was, when they had like the Disney thing going on in the background. I don't even know what that cluster was. That was just Mickey Mouse came out and all these children, and that was equally really fucking weird. And again, maybe I'm just not a Backstreet or not. New Kids on the Block, whatever, who the hell ever they are. I don't even know. I don't care. And the country. The one that had George Strait, which I don't like George Strait anyway. And then Tanya Tucker, she's all right. Travis Tritt's fine. The Judds. When I think, man, getting me up on my feet, cheering, excited for a Super Bowl, I don't think country. I don't think anybody thinks country. And I pray to God you never have country on a halftime show ever again. Especially not that country rap crap. Fancy Like, God, I want to punch that guy in the throat too. It's the worst fucking song ever. So country does not belong on a Super Bowl. The Who, legendary. But and the show looked good. It looked good. But sing live like they used to. They cannot. They can't at all. And I guess, was it last year or year before last that we had Shakira and J Lo? And of course, whenever it's women on there, people got to start bashing them. I thought it was great. Shakira can do no wrong. She's amazing. J Lo, she's fine. I didn't quite get the cage thing at first. Oh, I get the symbolism of the cages. Still kind of creepy though. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I was indifferent to it. But yeah, performance was fine. Then let's go on to... When you have someone like Aerosmith playing the halftime, just let Aerosmith play the halftime. Don't add, the fucking NSYNC, Justin Timberlake shit with the Britney Spears and the who the fuck else was on there. That just really made it suck. That made it suck. If it was just Aerosmith, that would have been great. But the rest of you pop fuckers had to come out there and just destroy the whole thing. Had I known Aerosmith wasn't going to be on there and it was just going to be you guys, I could have went to the pisser during halftime. But no, I was watching for Aerosmith and then y'all came out and fucked it all up. Now, again, not music I listen to, but I thought she kicked ass. Lady Gaga. The gays love her, young people love her. I'm just starting to get her now that I've seen her in acting stuff, because I didn't know how I was going to like her acting, but I totally do. And her singing, is on point. The stuff she does with Tony Bennett, boo, yah, yay. She's fantastic. That was one of the greatest just performances, period. So, to me, Lady Gaga, 2 thumbs up. You were fucking incredible, awesome. Also, when you had the Beyonce, Coldplay, and Bruno Mars. Again, I think Beyonce's done 2 Super Bowls, I think. And not my music. Coldplay maybe. But, I didn't hate it. So, and Bruno Mars with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Again, I was like, just make it be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I didn't hate that. That was all right. Who doesn't mind seeing Anthony Kiedis? And Bruno Mars is adorable. So, that one was all right to me. Now, when you talk about legendary, greatest of all time, you have to include Michael Jackson in that. His history, controversy, true or not, doesn't matter. He is fucking legend, and legend for a reason. And that Super Bowl was incredible. Do I think it was the best? Do I think Dre and them was the best? Because Prince has lived and been on this earth. Prince, greatest fucking halftime ever in the history of fucking ever. And if anyone doesn't agree, I will fight you in the streets. Prince, you didn't have to guess if he was singing live. Mics were live. Guitars were live. The musicians were actually playing. And the fucking rain. In fact, I think they said that's been the only Super Bowl in history that the halftime show has rained. And you know what he had? He had the gumption to say, can we make it rain harder? That is the man right there. God rest his soul. Prince, greatest halftime show of all times ever in the history of the world. And not only did he do his stuff, he did some Bob Dylan all along the Watchtower. He did some Foo Fighters. And then, of course, the panty dropper, Purple Rain. And when that sheet flew and the guitar and the Yes. So greatest halftime show ever. Sorry, Dre, ain't you. Prince is Prince. Thank you and good night.